In politics, words matter, especially when you steal them from someone else and then get caught red-handed. Well, Senator John Walsh, a Democrat from Montana, behind already in his race to keep his appointed seat, has just been caught red-handed. In a great piece of investigative journalism by Jonathan Martin, the New York Times reported today that Walsh's master's thesis, which earned him his degree from the United States Army War College back in 2007, is so riddled with instances of plagiarism that it's rivaled by few examples in recent political history. At least a quarter of his thesis, key parts of his conclusion, and a third of the entire paper was lifted from other works without proper credit. This graphic is a look at 19 pages from that paper, and every single one of them has instances of plagiarism on it. What's even more remarkable, I think, is this part of the story. Directly, if he had plagiarized, Senator Walsh responded, "I don't believe I did, no." Well, the college's academic handbook leaves no wiggle room when it comes to academic fraud. As the New York Times reports, copying a segment of another's work word for word, then conveniently forgetting to include quotation marks, but remembering to cite the source is described as academic fraud in the college's handbook. Well, today, according to a memo to supporters, Senator Walsh acknowledged that his citations were not all done correctly. Sean Sullivan's a political reporter with the Washington Post, and Joan Walsh is the editor-at-large of Salon. Sean, thanks for joining us. How's this story holding up right now today? There's large sections in the paper today showing how you word for word. I mean, it was obviously lifted from other sources, so much of this paper.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this story has the potential to be very damaging for Senator Walsh. You know, here is somebody who doesn't really have much of a record. He was recently appointed to the Senate, and really he was going to be running on the strength of his military record and the strength of his character. And this is a development that cuts against both of those things. This got a lot of attention in local papers today. It was on the front page of almost every local paper in Montana. So, you know, Walsh was already behind in this race, but this damaging revelation to him, you know, makes things even harder for him heading towards November.